don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. If you've been continuing on, I actually need to put all these videos in order so that way you follow them after one after another. I've been reading my book and spoiling it for everyone, preventing people from buying it if they were going to, which is probably not a good sales tactic, but let me start out by saying again, buy my book if you want to finish it before, well, by the end of the year. Yeah, buy it, because this is going to take me forever. I'm reading like less than half a chapter each time, depending on the chapter. I made it to chapter 3. Family of Ash. So technically we had just been with Lier, Ward broken out. Yeah, that's basically where we left off. And then we cut here to Ash. Ash, get up. The day has started. You need to do your chores. Ash awoke to being gently nudged by his father. Good morning, Ash replied groggily, as he rolled over in bed. No, 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 his father replied, grabbing him by both his arms and standing him upright. Sweetie, look who was eager to get up this morning, his father said, beaming toward Ash's mother. Ash's mother... Okay, forgive me, I have trouble pronouncing the names I created half the time. Fiella looked over at them as she walked into the room and gave Ash a kiss on the forehead. Now, don't you make his work too hard, Fiella said in a calm but authoritative voice to Coraine. Ash's 4 youngest siblings giggled at him, being lifted up like a doll by their father. With Ash's feet set back on the ground, he looked up and glanced around the one-bedroom cottage. It was enclosed by 4 walls of sawn logs and a roof of clay and straw. It was Ash's chore now that he was 7 to help his father build, repair, and maintain the cottage, and to eventually add more rooms. Ash could not help but smile at both his parents. They both loved him the same as all his siblings, and unlike the townspeople, they did not see him any differently than his siblings. Ash was an oddity in the village. He stood out wherever he would go. He was the oldest out of 7 siblings, which consisted of him and 3 sets of fraternal twins, and possibly another pair on the way, judging from the look of his mother. Each pair of twins had a boy with raven black hair and incredibly dark brown eyes. Gee, I wonder where I got that from. Dark brown eyes, and a girl with golden hair and eyes as vibrant as a sapphire emerald, whose color seemed to change shades depending on whether they were indoors or outdoors. Ash always felt out of place, seeing that his siblings were all twins. From what he knew, his father was from a family that only twins. His father was from a family of only twins, and his father's father before him, all the way back to the start of the Great Elven Dragon War, when Ash's human ancestors had been chased out of the plains. And the war continued, even to this day. Ash followed his father outside. There was a small, clear area around the cottage, where no trees grew, since they had been used for the main house. There also lay another stack of long logs off to the side of the house, under a four-post clay straw shelter to keep the logs out of the sun and weather. Did you hear me? Corian asked, looking over at Ash's lost look. Ash looked up at his father sheepishly. Sorry, I was thinking of something. Oh, Perhaps your mother was right. You do need a bit more of a break. Corian got down on one knee to look Ash directly in the eyes. Tell you what, tomorrow you can take the day off to sleep in. I will make sure all your siblings are outside so they don't bother you either, he said, poking Ash's nose with his index finger. Ash smiled up at his father. I would like that. Ash responded, following his father into the barn. It was not much. Simple, just like the cottage. However, unlike the cottage, the barn had no hardwood floor. It was just dirt, and if you didn't watch your feet, you would step in the loose droppings of the fowl that his father kept in the barn for food purposes. Oh no, Corin said aloud, running over to the back wall of the barn. At the base was a hole dug under the lane beam. Ash sped over to his father. What is it? He asked, with curiosity in his voice. Corian was looking around the barn. Ash followed his father's gaze as he looked up upon the blood-smeared dirt that covered the ground. Strewn with a few feathers from the chickens Ash's father kept in the barn, and noticed the blood had crusted into the feathers. See how the blood has dried onto the feathers? Corian asked Ash. Yes. Corian got down on one knee as he picked up a feather. That is a sign that this happened a while ago. Corian ran his finger across the ground where the blood seemed to pool. A drake wolf, he said, gesturing to the puddle of blood. There is a paw print under the blood. Ash just looked on, intrigued. So what are we going to do? He inquired. Well, Ash, what do you think we need to do? His father asked back. Ash looked at the pile of blood, the hole under the wall, then back at his father. Patch the hole? He questioned back. Yes, that is one thing we need to do, Corian responded with a smile. And why do we need to do that? Ash looked back at the hole, staring intently as if the whole wall would tell him the answers. To prevent anything else from getting in? He said brokenly. Yes, good. To stop anything from getting in and to prevent any chickens from getting out. Corian started to fill up the hole with a little bit of dirt from inside. Then what do we need to do? He asked Ash as he continued to fill the hole with dirt, wood, and rocks. Ash just watched his father. I don't know, he finally blurted out. Corian finished filling the hole and stood up straight, slapping his hands together to clean them off. He turned to look at Ash. Well, we need to hunt down the drake wolf. Ash looked up in surprise. Why? Why do you think? Corian asked. To no response. If he has figured out how to do it once, then... Corian trailed off, leading Ash to continue. Then he will do it again? Ash replied happily. You are very smart, Corian said, as he smiled down at Ash. Well then, change of plans for today. Can you be a big help? He asked. Yes. Can you please count all the chickens that are still here and collect the eggs from the chickens that are no longer here? Take them to Mother, let her know what happened, and tell her that I am hunting. Corian looked around the barn. Then, if you can run to the river for water, he added. The chickens need fresh water. Oh, and get some for Mother, too. Ash followed his father out of the barn and along the wall. to the point where the Drake Wolf had dug in. Corian began to follow the trail which Ash could not see, but was sure was the trail of the Drake Wolf. Dad would come back with the Drake Wolf, and the whole family would enjoy some meat for the next couple days. Ash ran off to the cottage to let his mother know what had happened before going back to the barn. He ran in the door and found all his siblings were playing along the wooden floor of the cottage. "Don't run inside," Fielia called out, seeing Ash storm into the room. "Oh, sorry, Mommy," Ash replied, stopping dead as the door flapped closed behind him. "Now what is it?" Fielia asked. Sorry. A Drake Wolf got into the barn, so Daddy went to go hunt it to prevent the Drake Wolf from doing it again, Ash said in one long breath. I don't think I could say that in one long breath. "Oh dear. So, did he head out right away?" "Yes." "Well, all right. I guess he will be working on the expansion tomorrow." Daddy did not say. Then what did he say? "Oh," Ash startled, bolting out of the cottage as he was reminded of the tasks his father had entrusted with him with. Corian returned late that evening. Ash was seated on the front porch as the sun set behind him. "Daddy," he called out when he first spotted him. Corian stopped in his tracks at the sound of Ash calling out, and looked up from over a bundle he held in his free arm. As he was pulling the carcass of the Drake Wolf behind him with his other hand. "Oh, Ash," he said, smiling at his son. "Come here. Give me a hand." Ash ran off the porch, and as he got closer to his father, he saw something small with patchy fur squirming around in his father's arms. Ash slowed down as he walked up to him. "What is it?" he started, when suddenly a baby Drake Wolf looked up from his father's arms. The baby Drake Wolf had a fat and fluffy tail and a thin, scaly body, with a large gash along the length of its torso. The Drake Wolf turned its gaze to Ash and let out a pained yelp as he tried to chase the new predator away. "So cute," Ash squeaked out. "Can I have him?" "Can you take care of him?" "Yes, I can," Ash shouted back. All the commotion brought Fielia and the others out the front door. "Corian, why did you bring that animal home?" Fielia asked in an accusatory tone. Ugh. Takes me forever to turn a page. Corian looked up. Corian looked to the side, refusing to meet Fielia's gaze. I guess most men know that feeling. He needed help, he said over the excited cheers of all his children who had walked out with Fielia. "And look at him. You can't say no to this little face," he said as he held out his arm a bit more to expose a trembling baby Drake Wolf. The Drake Wolf was looking around rapidly at all the new people near him. His eyes grew wide, and his teeth began to show as all the little ones reached up their hands to grab at the little pup. Corian lifted it out of their reach. "No, you can't hold him. He is injured." Okay. I think I'm going to stop it right there, just because. I like where it's going. I was actually having fun reading that, and I think I'll get into more of it next time. Oh, I actually enjoyed that part. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I had fun. I had fun. Yeah, especially the Corian and Fielia. I need to remember how to say that name. I can't believe it. I wrote it a long time ago. Fielia. Filia. Fiella. That's what it is. Fiella. My bad. My bad. Sorry, everyone. Fiella. Yeah, the Feiella. Fiella. That's it. Yeah, but I know where I'm at. Because basically, I think I should have had a what is it called? To show that it's kind of like another day. But earlier in the book, it kind of skips quite a bit. It'll skip from, well, the 2 chapters were right next to each other, and then it goes to Ash, which is obviously way down the road. And in this chapter, I'm trying to jump across. Just kind of show the family, show the dynamic, and I can do that with the next chapter, things like that. I'll get more into this at the synopsis of the chapter, and you'll probably get the feel for my writing and my style. It'll change over time as I write more and more and more. I'll flush things out more, and it'll get more to the point. Yeah, well, I hope you all enjoyed that one. I know I enjoyed at least reading it. Sure I did. Fiella. I struggled with the name, and Corian. I can't believe that. It's embarrassing. I should have rehearsed it beforehand before just jumping right into it. But I like the realistic aspect of the fact that I haven't gotten back to this book in a while, and here I am just like, oh crap, I can't believe I messed that up. Yeah, well, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy. Please support me by buying my book, or I guess you can just watch and let me spoil the whole thing, butchering the names I created and everything. Just have some fun out of this. Have some fun watching me. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.